Well, hey, what's up, everybody? My thoughts and prayers to the Indian people. My condolences. Um, Tomorrow on darkskyradio.com on the All India All Day, we'll have expanded coverage of the Kashmirian attacks, and you'll hear it from a couple different point of views. You'll be hearing a lot there, I'm guessing. Um. I want to take this moment to encourage you. The three great democracies in the world, America, India, Israel, are all under attack. And they're all under attack from enemies within and enemies without. Enemies that operate inside the borders and enemies that operate outside of the borders. And after 9/11, the way I viewed things changed. And I had to make some hard decisions. I had to make some decisions that deprived me of certain creature comforts like entertainment. I became very nationalistic after 9/11. Very much American, right? I mean, I was always an American, but it really kind of crystallized when I realized what I stand for is under attack. And there are people within the American government who would be happy to let that die, to let me die. And so much of my affection towards India is because I see India as a little brother. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I don't mean that in a less important way. I mean it as a way of developing the culture. America once was like India, except instead of Hinduism, it was Christianity and Judaism. And there was and is, and will continue to be, subverting forces that want to undermine those values. And that's one of the reasons why I love India, is I see India as a innocent version of an innocent version of America. But I see the same threats coming. I see the same things that I lived through. America's completely different than what it was in 1976 when we were doing the 200-year bicentennial, right? Completely different. And we got to make some decisions, You have to make some decisions. What are you going to tolerate, right? The Warrior Queen views Matt Damon, great actor. I've seen some of his films, good films. She views it as, you are so anti-American, I'm not going to watch any of your films. I don't care if you're giving out money, I ain't going to watch them, right? And she makes decisions like that. There are certain people, certain musicians, I really love music, right, that are so anti-American that I won't listen to them. I won't play them. I won't listen to it. I won't support them. Because why do I want to give money and effort to somebody who hates me? I mean, think about it. That's what we're talking about. Why do you want to give money to somebody who hates you? It makes no sense. And we get this crazy idea from the peer pressure that somehow we need to be nice to those who hate us. When has that ever worked? When has it ever worked? And I'm not saying that you have to be mean to those who hate you, but you certainly don't have to give them money to pay for the means for them to carry out their hate against you, right? You don't have to do that. And I think it's time for India to decide. I think it's time. It's time for people to decide, where are you going to give your money? Because ultimately, what has happened in Kashmir, somebody funded that. Somebody is paying for that. And I think you need to be a good steward, a good Hindustani, and look at the empire of Bharat and say, who is for me and who is against me? It's that simple. There is no gray. And I know people like to put in gray, and we want to say, well, what about this? And you're not tolerant, and you're not, come on, and you're doing this, and you're doing that. Who is for you? Who is against you? Who is for you? Who is against you? Who is it? And you start making daily decisions based on that. Is it who is for you, who is against you? Please, if you would remember that. If you please, who is for you and who is against you? When a new movie comes out, and you say, oh, it's got my favorite actor in it. It's got my favorite actress in it. I can't wait to go. Who is for you? Who is against you? When the new restaurant opens up that you've been hearing so much about, and now you get an opportunity to go, who is for you? Who is against you? When it's election time, and you need to cast a vote for a local official, who is for you? Who is against you? When the new CD drops, the new MP3, when the new album hits that you're like, man, I love that song. I love it. Who is for you? Who is against you? Make these decisions. If India would make these decisions, Kashmir never happens. Because ultimately our decisions, our dollars, our rupees are paying for it. Ultimately it is. Right? And it's so important, and I want to encourage you. Your friends may make fun of you. Who is for you? Who is against you? Who? When you're watching reaction channels, who is for you? Who is against you? You have a voice. You have a choice. And do not, far too often our freedom, our way of life, our culture, and again, I understand it's different, is like a deck of cards, and just, it's like you get these cards and you're holding it, and there's a card for your culture, there's a card for your personal enjoyment, there's a card for your family, for tradition. You have these cards in your hand, and then the outside influence comes and says, if you truly want to prove that you are worthy to be accepted, you need to discard 3. Oh, okay, that's okay. I still got the 4. I discarded the 3. I still got the 4. Well, all your friends really like that one movie, even though the people who are producing the movie hate you. Do you want their approval? Oh, okay. I'll discard 2. It's okay. I got the 2. That's all. I just got the 2. Boy, elections are coming. Elections are coming. Do you want to be part of the in crowd? Oh, I'll just discard 1. I just got the 1. What about you? Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I know this may seem quirky and corny, but it's far too often we deal away our power. India, you have the power. The individual who watches Movie Community College has the power, dude. You can do your own surgical strike. You can do your own surgical strike against the entertainment industry, against the music industry, against the YouTube community. Find people who are like-minded and support them. That's your surgical strike. You can carry it out, because I tell you what, man, there was a whole hubbub going on in America with liberal movies. People coming out in, the middle class, just normal American, making movies that make us look crazy. And Jennifer Lawrence, everybody knows who Jennifer Lawrence is. She came out and said, let's time out. I need all of America to see my movies. Let's stop this, okay? Everybody, listen, man. Listen. Look at the movie Uri. Look at that movie Uri. What a perfect example. What a perfect example of a film that did not traffic in it. I haven't seen it yet, but you tell me. I bet you've seen it. Was it entertaining? Was it fun? Did you learn something? Were you encouraged? Were you uplifted? Were you ashamed to be a Hindu? Were you ashamed to be an Indian? Were you ashamed of this stuff? Were you? No. You probably went right here, man. Before you, Mother India, I bow. I bet you that's what you did. You probably even chanted, Zindabad, Indian Army. Indian Army Zindabad, right? I've seen the clips of the theaters where people pull out Indian flags and they're waving them. You have a choice. You have a choice, right? Be part of the solution. Listen, Modi's going to do his thing. Modi's too good of a leader. He's too smart, man. He's too smart. He's too good. The devil will be summoned. Arjit Duval, is in his ear right now about what is the proper response. That's going to happen. Whether it is an invasion, whether it is a strike, whether it is an incursion, whatever it is, India is going to build a coalition against this. There will be a coalition. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump gets involved. Would not surprise me to say, let's put some sanctions on these bad boys. Right? Wouldn't be surprised. But we all have a part to do. You have a part to do. Make your choice. Decide who the enemy list is. Decide. Who are the people who are, right? Because there are people who are pro-India. There are people who are anti-India. There are people who are right down the middle who make films and entertainment and probably have never given it any thought. Choose. You have such a vibrant community and culture. Choose. Take it back. I'm telling you. I'm just going to give a name because I'm just going to give a name. Let's call it Kirsi. Let's say Kirsi is the biggest movie star in all of India. And Kirsi's politics are very anti-Indian, anti-Hindu. Why go support his film or her film? Why? Well, he's a good dancer. Yeah, but they're representing everything that hates you. Yeah, but I like his act. But it represents everything that hates you. Yeah, but she's really good looking. But that represents everything. What are you doing, dude? You are eating candy laced with cyanide. This is good. It's killing you. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it sucks. There are things that I want to watch that I do not because they hate me. Right? They hate me. There are reaction channels I don't go look at. Even though it's like, ooh, that's pretty good. Listen. I have lost more subscribers than I have. And we got 140,000? I've lost over 140,000 subscribers, dude. You know why? Because I have an opinion. I have a compass that I'm following. There are things that I say, I can't say it. I can't do it. I'm not going to sit there and try to entertain you. The Warrior Queen and I are commentators. I mean, and maybe people will hate this video and unsubscribe because of it, right? I don't feel like I would be a good friend to you, India, if I don't tell you the truth. That's what I feel like. Listen, I love India. Why do you love India, Professor? Oh, you're just doing it for clicks and money. And I love India. I love India because when I was a very young man, at a crossroads in my life, I was working in a place that had Sharon, Saminder, Harpreet, Mohammed, all Indians. There was a Muslim Indian. There was 4 Sikh Indians. There were 2 Hindu Indians. And these dudes became my band of brothers. They were all a little bit older than me, some a lot older than me. And they just took me in. They loved me. They took me in. They hugged me. They taught me how to work. They taught me how to play. They would answer my questions when I said, why do you got a dot on your head? Hey, are you a terrorist? Why are you wearing a turban? They would answer all those questions and never got offended. Never got offended. Never ever got offended, man. They loved me. They treated me as a brother. I live very close to, after 9/11, a Sikh was murdered who owned a gas station a block away from my house. This Sikh was outside planting a garden in his gas station of flowers. And he was gunned down by an American who said, oh, you dirty Muslim, you're going to pay for 9/11. And he shot him dead in front of his little boy. His little child watched him die. Buy it. I know that family. I know it. I know the pain they feel. I've watched that little boy grow up to be a man who misses his father. I also know the family of the shooter. I also know the little girl who lost her father because he was a moron and went to prison for something that was so stupid. He couldn't even identify the difference between a Mohammedan and a Sikh. Had no idea. I felt both sides of the pain. I've seen them both. People say you're just doing it for clicks. You know what? F you. People who say that, F you. I'm doing it for clicks. No, I'm not. Listen. This is as real as it gets. This is real for me. This is my life. I love India. India loved me. Right? At every turn of my life, there's been an Indian who's embraced me or encouraged me. The thing is, though, when it started, there was no YouTube, so there's nothing like you can go post it. And I'm sorry, this is turning into a crazy rant. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like crazy man, right? I really don't. I can't get that song out of my head of Sai PR, that Mother India, I bow to you with her voice, thinking about the heroes, man. There are 44 family members, 44 families that are affected by this. There are 44 wives that aren't going to see their husbands anymore. There are 44 kids that are going, parents that aren't going to see their child anymore. And we can stop it. We can stop it by the choices we make. We can. Choose now. Choose now peace. Choose now freedom. Choose now security. It's all in your choice. Make your choices. Hold your elected officials accountable. I do. You know what? I wrote Donald Trump a letter. You know what happened? I got a response. I got a response from Trump, who basically said, you know what, my wife was really touched by your letter. Thanks. I remember my son when he was a young boy. Wrote President Bush. He got a letter back. Right? Address your government if they're not doing it. Support. Be with those who are with you. Embrace those who love you. Right? Because I guarantee you, I promise you, if you did this as a nation, the message is sent. The message is sent. And you would see a change in behavior. Right? You would see a change in behavior. Listen. Don't let them take this away from you. Right? And again, I'm sorry for sounding like crazy guy. I really am. But I just want to get this off my chest, India. You know I stand with you. I do, I stand with you. I'm going to stop right now. And I'm going to take 44 seconds of silence for each soldier who paid the ultimate price. Freedom isn't free. It is not free. there is a price. Freedom advances on the blood of the martyrs. Remember that. Freedom advances on the blood of the martyrs. You are only free because men and women put on a uniform and go lay it all on the line for you to live your life. For you to live your life. For you to have the freedom to go to the theater, to watch a movie, to go to school, to date, to have friends. It is all because of that. That is what you... So let's just take a moment, 44 seconds. Let's just give our prayers up for this family. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I choose to stand with India. What's your choice?